What's up, Tyler?
Hey, we are here for a quick breakdown of the weekend. Just breaking down the main event. This weekend we got is it a fight night? It's a fight night, I think, right?
It is, and they were gonna do it at the Apex, and then something happened, so they put it in an arena, which I'm very excited about because a fight like this deserves a crowd.
Yeah. When it got switched to a crowd, I was real happy. If you guys don't know, Marlon Chito Vera versus Cory Sandhagen this week in the main event. This is one that I've been ready for since it got announced. I know you've been ready for it. This is going to be a violent one and a very fun one. I'm so glad it's 5 rounds.
Yeah, yeah. These two fighters are. This is what fighting is about, man. These two guys are just like top of the line. Like these guys are just absolutely incredible fighters, man. Uh, both athletic, both young, in their primes, just incredible. I mean, both of them have looked so good. We were just talking about uh, Sandhagen first. I mean, he's what, four
4-2 in his last 6. Only
four and
losses
two in
to
his last
Peter
6.
Yan and TJ Dillashaw, 2 absolute killers.
Two of the best ever, right? I thought the fight with Yan, I remember, I haven't watched it back, but when I first watched it, I scored it for Sandhagen. I might be a little biased because he's one of my favorites right now. But that was a really close fight. Dude, Sandhagen's an absolute monster. He got taken out kind of quick by Aljo. That was probably 6 fights ago.
Yep.
And it was like a quick, he got his back taken. Aljo's a beast when he gets on your back. But Sandhagen's been nothing but impressive, dude. Like, he's
Absolutely.
so fun to watch. His kickboxing is just, it's out there, man. And I love he seems like a cool guy, but when he gets in there, man, his face changes, and he's a fighter, man. I love watching that fight.
And that stems back to that Aljo fight. I watched I think it was a podcast he was on or something. He was talking about that Aljo fight was that switch. He said he went into that fight and was in the cage and he was too calm, and he got submitted, got choked out. He said after that he flipped the switch and got intense in the cage, and look where he got now. He's the top of the top, one of the best in the division, one of the best strikers. I mean, nobody strikes with Yan for 5 rounds, and he did that. The only way to beat Yan is grappling that we've seen, and he went to a decision. Arguable who won that. He's a killer, man, but so is his opponent, Chito Vera.
Oh, man. Chito, and not only is Chito a killer, Chito might be my vote for, like, the coolest guy in MMA. Like, remember when you were a kid and you'd be like, if you could have anybody at your birthday party, who would it be? Like, I want Chito Vera and Action Bronson. Like, and apparently, because apparently they're friends. And like, I could see it because they're both just like so cool. He's just like, hey man, life is good. I'm hanging out, but like, don't fuck with me because I'll break your face. Like, that's just like, that just says it all, man. I love that style. I love he's got cool tattoos.
He does.
And he stays composed in there, man. Like, this guy was born to fight. He had spoke. I forget who he was talking to. It was either Ariel or Schaub or one of those guys, but they asked him about his back tattoos, this big rooster, and he said his grandfather would take him to cockfights, and like every weekend, he said it was like church. They would just go and they would like bet money on these fights, and he's like, it just put that like competitive, like, I'll beat you up before you can beat me up thing, and I'll tell you what, man. My favorite fight in recent memory was that Rob Font fight.
That was a banger.
Dude, Rob Font, his boxing, that gym in New England, what is the New England Cartel? Those guys, Calvin Cater, Rob Font, all those guys, they're legit gym, man. Like, those guys, everyone that comes out of there, they're fighters, like for real fighters. And Rob Font is no different. And I think I remember picking Rob Font, even though I love Chito. I just thought Rob Font would be the more technical boxer, and it was just going to kind of pick him apart and keep a good pace on him. Every round started with Rob Font hitting that jab, hitting that jab, hitting that jab. And then Chito would come in and wah-wang and mollywop him with something like every time.
Bad.
And you're just like, oh, man, like Chito came here to win. Like he's undeniable. And that's one of my favorite things about Chito. Even if it looks like he's starting slow or maybe he's getting hit, he's there to fight every single time. Just incredible knockouts. You know what I mean? The way he did my boy Dominic Cruz kind of made me sad.
Sad to see.
But yeah, I don't like seeing my favorite legends go out like that. But at least I'm happy it's to someone as cool and as talented as Marlon Chito Vera, man.
I love how cerebral he is. I just like he starts out slow, gets his reads. That's one of my favorite like systems. Do you want to call it strategies? I don't know what it is, but when I see that, it's just like chef's kiss. That's my favorite thing to see. Finds his openings later in the fight, and he's a 5-round fighter built. Like 3 rounds doesn't do him well because he has to kind of stray away from his game plan a little bit, but I love his game plan in 5-round fights. Gets his reads. A little dangerous game because if he doesn't get the finish, he kind of throws away the first 2 rounds almost guaranteed, which against a Cory Sandhagen could be a little trouble, especially after what Cory Sandhagen just did to Song Yadong. Song was a big contender coming up. Everyone thought he was next, and Cory Sandhagen was beat him. Just beat him.
Beat him up. Yeah, that was an incredible fight as well. You're right. Over a young up-and-comer, tough fight. I mean, both of these guys just come in prepared. You know what I mean? Neither one of these guys you're going to see, drinking Mai Tais on the beach and getting fat in between training camps. Both of these guys stay in shape. They stay training. They stay at the top of their game, always sharpening their tools. Like, whoever wins this probably should get a title fight.
I would agree.
We talk about it all the time with some of these top-heavy divisions that they get a little jammed up, and 35 is no different. 35, 55, and 70 are in the most trouble, I think, these days with that problem. It's a good problem to have.
Trouble in a good way,
I guess. Yeah, they're just very top-heavy, and everybody looks so good. Dvalishvili could get the title shot. Henry Cejudo is coming back, probably likely, or I think it's scheduled. He's going to get the title shot.
I think the contract was signed, so I think we're going in Newark.
Yes.
In Newark.
Newark. Tyler. No.
Newark.
But then there's Sean O'Malley, who, with the win over Jan, sort of solidified a number 1 contender spot, and then almost like waited back for his shot, which in this type of division might be a mistake, man. You got to call your shot. You got to get out there and make it known that you want that shot every single day. You got to stay in the media. And the other thing we've seen before, just like with Colby, with Connor, if you have the eyeballs on you, if you have the fans, you are likely to get a shot over somebody who might be an extremely skilled fighter, just not as popular.
Yeah.
You got to have everything. But I think, with that being said, I think Chito and Sandhagen both have the hype. They both have the skills. Either one of these guys can be champion. This is one I'm a little sad. Like, I'm so excited for, but I'm a little sad that one of these guys has to lose.
Yeah. It's rough.
It's
just this division specifically is kind of in a weird spot with Merab being number 1, Sean O'Malley being number 2. Sean O'Malley, as you said, kind of waited a little bit too long to get like his shot. He probably should have called for it more. And Merab has already said he's not fighting Aljo. So we have number 1 in the rankings, number 2 in the rankings, kind of just sitting here. And then everybody else is fighting. Henry's coming back he's not even in the rankings. He's going to fight. So he's going to throw a whole loop in the division. It's
not
a
even in the
strange time.
rankings. Yet with one win, could be top 5 pound for pound.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's almost like the John Jones thing.
It's exactly like the John Jones thing. When you have that much of an accomplished athlete coming back, all it takes is one good win, and you're right back in that conversation. I mean, people, king of cringe, this and that, but Henry Cejudo is an Olympic champion. He's a 2-weight division UFC champion, defended both belts.
Yep.
He has beaten the likes of Dominic Cruz, TJ Dillashaw, Demetrius Johnson. Those 3 right there,
I mean,
that alone,
that's a
those
resume.
are the greatest. Those are the best of all time, those 3 guys. So with wins over all 3 of them, how can you not count this guy as one of the GOATs? You know what I mean? Triple C, man. And I actually like it. If he went up to 45 and challenged Volk, I mean, come on.
That's a fun one.
Be a 3-division champion. I mean, Henry Cejudo being back definitely makes things interesting.
It does.
I think Aljo has a good style to beat Henry. He's got the size. He's got, he's been more active. But this division, man, it's very, very exciting. I can't wait to see which one out of Chito and Sandhagen gets the next shot.
It's going to be a great fight. They're both killers. I really hope the winner of this one gets the next title shot, because just like we were talking about the other rest of the division, I mean, these guys won't wait around. They'll fight anybody, anytime. So I think it's only right that after what they've been going on, these tears, both of them, that it's almost perfect timing, I feel, for them to fight, because they're both pretty much primed. They're both in their prime, both taking out absolute killers, the best of the division. So unfortunately, we're going to see one go down, but a star is going to rise from this fight, and I'm excited to see who it is, and I hope they get the title shot. It's rightfully deserved in my eyes, whoever wins. So I don't know. I'm really excited for this fight.
Thunderdome, baby. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Can you? Are you making a pick? Can you make a pick for this fight? Who you got?
God, man, I hate going against Marlon because I've gone against him a couple times, and every time I'm wrong.
I know.
I love Cory Sandhagen. That I'm a little biased with how much I like him. That's why I'm leaning on him winning. But at the same time, I've seen him get his chin checked a little bit, and Marlon's got kind of otherworldly power for this division. So I don't know if he can take a chin check against Chito. A pick? See, I didn't even make a pick because I kind of know what
you gotta pick. You gotta pick.
My heart is telling me Sandhagen. My mind is telling me Chito. I'm gonna go with Chito. I think Chito will get it done late and get a finish.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna pick Sandhagen there for a second. I'm right there with you, Tyler. I love both these guys. Don't want to see either one of them lose. I think Cory is the more technical, more complete striker.
Yes.
I think he has more weapons. But the grit and the power of Chito Vera, he stays in the pocket, trades with anybody, takes one to give one. I think Marlon gets it done. If he doesn't get a stoppage, I think he starts pulling a little harder with the pressure and the volume later in the rounds. It's going to be interesting. I'm with you. My heart kind of wants to see Sandhagen take it because he's had a rough couple fights. Marlon's been on a run, but my head is leaning towards Chito.
I'm going Chito 4th or 5th round TKO. I honestly think Sandhagen would benefit from a decision. I think Chito starts so slow that I think you give Sandhagen the first 2 automatically. Like, not automatically, but almost guaranteed that he's going to win the first 2. After that, he's going to have to be really conscious of what's going on because Chito starts pouring it on. But I think it's a very good chance that Sandhagen wins 1 and 2. If he stays alive 3, 4, and 5, he can slip one out there and take 3. So I think a decision favors Sandhagen, as crazy as that sounds. But yes, I think decision favors Sandhagen, in my mind at least. I don't know how you feel.
I like what you said because I agree. Cory starts off strong. He always comes out of the gate throwing kicks at you, throwing punches, high paced right from the get. So you might be right. First couple rounds, while Chito's kind of figuring out his range and dealing with the speed and the accuracy, because I mean Sandhagen's so accurate from every angle. Like he can hit you from crazy shots from all over the place. So while Chito's getting his reads, he might give up a couple rounds. If this does go to a decision, will it be enough time for Chito to make enough in those later rounds to answer some of those questions that Sandhagen puts forth? Or does it only take one? I mean, both of these guys can put your lights out at any time. I mean, flying knees, spinning elbows, like these guys are dynamic. This is like a fighter's fight. There's a reason that this is headlining a card that like most people wouldn't recognize many people on the undercard. You know what I mean? This is one of those fights where even if you don't care what happens the rest of the night, you're still tuning in to watch this because this is a fighter's fight for sure. They're carrying this card for a reason, you know?
Yeah, it deserves a crowd. It got a crowd. I'm so excited for this fight. We made its own video because it deserves its own video. These guys are so good and just been on a tear, both ready to go. I can't wait.
Yeah, and it's going to answer a lot of questions about 135 because one of these guys is going to have to stay where they're at or take a step backwards, where the other guy is either going to be in a number one contenders fight or a championship fight. I could see a world where maybe Aljo moves up after his fight with Triple C. Maybe you get Triple C Dvalishvili. Maybe you get the rematch between Chito and O'Malley. That could happen because that kind of ended with a little bit of controversy. They talked about running that one back for a while. I could see a world where that happens. Where do you put Cory if he loses? I don't know. That's kind of a weird one. I don't want to see him fight any more up-and-comers. I don't want to see him fight any more old-timers on their way out. I want him at the top of the heap. I want him in the top 5 fighting those guys for a title shot, win or lose, because anything can happen.
He's shown that he is that guy.
He deserves to be there 100%. So it'll just take him another fight or two to get back to where he's at. But both of these guys deserve the rankings that they have. These are basically these are the number 1 and number 2 guys in my eyes. I know O'Malley and Dvalishvili are up there, but these are the 2 guys to watch. O'Malley's I think he surprised all of us with that fight.
He did.
That win over Jan. I think that one was kind of like, whoa, took us by surprise a little bit. And even when he was fighting Chito, I mean, he looked great against Chito. And this was this was a little bit before Chito really started making a name for himself. The hardcores knew who Chito was, but since that fight, Chito's gone on to be practically a superstar.
Unstoppable.
Yeah,
almost.
so to see how well O'Malley did in that fight, you know, O'Malley deserves his ranking too, 100%. You know, he might have gotten a little bit more of a push because of crazy hair and the crazy clothes and 2 watches and all that stuff. But I'll tell you what, man, at the top of this division is so exciting. There's still number 6 through number 15, all killers. This division is crazy stacked. So, like, there's fun fights for all these guys. I just can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see what happens with Cejudo and Aljo, and then Sandhagen versus Chito Vera is going to be just, we're going to get the answers that we need to see where this division goes from here.
We're going to get a lot of answers in these next coming months, and I can't wait for these fights. It's going to be great. We'll see what happens Saturday night. Someone's leaving a winner. Someone's leaving a loser. There's only one way to find out.
We all win. We all win. The fans win this one.
We all win for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. I'm going with Chito.
I also am going to pick Chito, as much as I hate to say it for Sandhagen. I'm going to pick Chito. I'll be pleasantly surprised if Sandhagen beats him.
Yeah, I won't be mad.
Not even surprised. Not even surprised.
Yeah, just won't be mad about it.
Pleasantly happy.
Yeah. Won't be mad about it at all.
That's our breakdown. That's our picks. Picks are in. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to watch some fights, and I can't wait.
Let's go.
Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe as always.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Who you got? Who's winning this weekend?
Put your answer in the comments. Let us know who you think is going to win.
How they're winning and who's winning in the comments. I read them all, so I'll comment something. See you guys in the next video. If you haven't seen our UFC 286 breakdown, we just made a podcast on that. If you like the long form videos, and give a like for RJ's cat, because who doesn't like a good, nice, pleasant cat?
He's not nice or pleasant. This guy's kind of a jerk. Well,
never mind.
But I love him.
That's us. We're taking us out. See you in the next video. Peace.
Peace, y'all.